Hello and welcome back to Pro Traders Price Action Course with me, Simon Davis, also known as Zone Trader. Another thing I wish I knew when I first started was waiting. Forex is all about patience, it's all about waiting. Warren Buffett said the stock market gives money from the impatient to the patient. You've got to really wait for these trades, and it takes months if not years to actually do this if you're not disciplined enough. So what are we waiting for? I covered this breaker and this order block in the last episode. And once the price breaks this breaker, this is on the hourly chart, you've got to wait 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 hours, guys. 15 hours until it hits the breaker. I obviously might be asleep through then, but it's 15 hours until this trade sets up. So that's what it's all about, patience. You've got to wait. Mark your charts and wait for the setup to happen. Don't anticipate the anticipation. Don't try and think, oh, it's broke it. I'm going to just enter a sell here instead. You could do this in this occasion, but sometimes it goes only through a little bit and then right up to the order block and then drops. So it's all about waiting for your trade to set up correctly, the right move. So we got one move up, second move through the breaker, third move return to breaker, fourth is your entry. And then fractals. So we're here on the hourly breaker. You drop down to the 15-minute chart. This is more like an entry chart, and you can enter on a turtle soup here. So it breaks the high into the breaker and comes back into the range and enter. Creates a mini breaker there. Doesn't really return to it because it's already inside of the hourly breaker. It can return to it sometimes. Then you have order block, which doesn't get fully returned to, but still is a fast move away from an up candle, which is a bearish order block, and then continues trend for the day. And as we're on this bit here, you have Asia round about here, and then in Asia it's always accumulation, accumulation. Into London it's manipulation, and then throughout the day it's distribution. Accumulation, manipulation, and distribution for the day. Again, we have accumulation. This is the manipulation here, and then a distribution for the day. You have accumulation. This is your manipulation here, and accumulation for the day. And today we had accumulation, manipulation, run on stops, distribution from the order block we covered in the first episode. So patience. It's all about patience. Forex is not about being in a trade at all times. Forex is about waiting for your trade. So if you, as I said, if you've got an order block here, you wait a full day for it to come all the way back up to the order block, to then look for an enter on the 15-minute chart round about here. So if you don't, so you look to enter here, you think, okay, look for a setup around about here, sorry. So we've got an order block here. This one is engulfed by this one, so this one's the main order block. Fast move away from it, comes into it, returns, and then you can enter and try 50% of the order block. If you want to know how to do this 50%, it's on extensions. And then these are the levels, simple levels. There's 3 levels on expansions, not expansions. 50% of the order block, 50%, enter 50% of the order block. And then we have accumulation manipulation into another order block on a smaller time frame, and down we go. And we're aiming for stops below here and here, and ultimately here, which get ran as well. So it's a nice 60 pip move for the day. So let's clear all this away. Go from a daily order block, which don't happen as often, and you can also join them together as well. If they're close, you can join them together and make a 2-day order block. The day didn't quite get filled. The 2-day order block did. So once you've got a daily order block, you can drop down into like the hour, and then you've got to wait days for it to come back into this one. Obviously you can trade within this, but if you notice an order block down here and we're up here and we're in an order block here and it's fulfilled its mission, run and stops here, and an order block here for the way down, you can trade within waiting for this as well. So you've got this set up for when this occurs, but then you can trade down into the order block as well, because they're not also setups, but they're also targets. Order blocks are also targets, not just setups. And if you want to really wait for confirmation, it breaks the market structure here. And you're probably thinking, well, that is an order block. Yes, it is an order block, and it fulfills there and goes down a bit, but ultimately it's inside of this order block. And then once this order block is broken, if it ever returns to it, it will become a breaker, because a broken or a failed order block becomes a breaker as well. So that concludes our second episode of Pro Traders Price Action course with me, Simon Davis, also known as Zone Trader. Until next time, stay patient, stay focused, and have fun.